Hi everybody, Tammy with stampwithtammy.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here to bring you another 10-minute or less card today. We're going to make a card using the Balloon Festoon bundle. It includes the stamp set and these really cool balloon dies. So let's get started. This card was actually inspired by a card I did on my blog for my club, and it's a split front card. And so I wanted to make another one, but a little bit different. So this is it, and it's still a split front, just different measurements. Okay, so let's go through the measurements. First, we have a piece of basic white thick cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. We'll cut that in a second. We're using the Brights patterned paper, and I have Daffodil Delight. This is 3 1/4 by 6. I have a piece of just Daffodil Delight cardstock that is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. A piece of Azure Afternoon that is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. 2 pieces of the Azure DSP, and that is 1 3/4 by 4. And then we have a piece of Daffodil Delight. It's 4 by 1 1/4. And then a small piece of white, I believe it's 1/2 inch by 3 inches, and that's for our sentiment. So I'm going to put all this aside, and first I need to get my sentiment out. Okay, so first we're going to cut this card. So this is the front of my card, and I want to cut it at 2 inches. So I'm going to line the top up at 2-inch mark, and then I'm going to cut from the bottom up to the score line, so up to 4 1/4. Okay, and so it opens like that. And if you don't quite get it all, like I just didn't, I'm just going to snip it the rest of the way. Okay, now I'm going to move it out to 3 1/2 inches, which is basically just 2 inches from the top, but 3 1/2. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. Actually, you can start here at 4 1/4, press down, and go down. And there you have your card front. Okay. And now you want to fold this down, but because it's all loose, it doesn't fold exactly. So you want to make sure you line up here, and then make sure this one lines up as well. And then the middle one will go right in the center. So that way you have all 3 of them that will do this. Okay, so I'm gonna glue down my middle panel. I always get a lot of questions about my glue applicator. It's actually the multi-purpose liquid glue in a fine tip applicator. If you Google or if you search for it on Amazon, just make sure you search for fine tip applicator, not glue. Don't put glue in the name. It's actually an art thing. You can get it on Dick Blick as well. And so now we're going to attach my DSP. So this ends up being 1 1/2 inches. That's why I cut it to 1 1/4 for the DSP. Whoa. And then we're going to do the same thing for the 2 pieces, top and bottom. Sorry about that. It happens. Okay, so out of the yellow, I'm going to cut a balloon, and I want to put it down And so you're just gonna kind of guesstimate where you want your glue, because you only want to glue top and bottom. You don't want to glue this piece. And then I flip it over really quick and make sure I don't have any glue showing right away. And then I also cut out the same size balloon out of the DSP. I'm going to glue that down. You can show either side. I just thought it'd be fun, since the yellow polka dots are here, that I show the bigger polka dots. And this one you put glue all over, and you just line it up with the balloon on top. So there you go. I'll put my glue aside. Now for this piece, we're going to stamp. I'm bring in my piercing mat to stamp on. And I just picked out the polka dot stamp right here. And I'm using Azure Afternoon. And I'm just going to stamp all over it. You can double stamp over. Okay. And then this I'm going to glue to the yellow. Just like that. And now I'm going to stamp my sentiment for the outside. Enjoy your day. And it just fits on here, so thank goodness for clear stamps. And I'm going to attach this using Stampin' Dimensionals. Probably should use the little ones because these just fit. That's okay. And you can put it wherever you'd like. And then I cut out of this piece of the designer paper, I cut the big balloon and the small balloon. I'm just going to glue just like that. And so now the card opens like this. And then I'm going to put my, oh, I lost my other stamp. Hold on. It's way over here. My happy birthday here on the top. You could add another piece of designer series paper down here if you wanted, but I figured you needed somewhere to write. So there you go. I just called it a split card front. I don't really know what the technical term is, but there you have it. And then there's the card it was inspired by. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.